So I believe in like the old kind of traditional form of storytelling where at the end you learn a lesson. So I hope that you all learn an important lesson at the end of this. So hair is genetic. You get it from either your mother or your father. In my case, I got it from my father's Jewish side of the family. And my French Catholic mother has about 20,000 strands of hair on her head. We were able to count them one night. And so she never had any idea what to do with my hair. So she came up with a very practical solution. She is a French mother. Her solution was that on Sundays we would wash and then she would comb out the tangles and she would braid it and then she would just leave it for the whole week, just like that. And then the next Sunday we would start again. And that was all of the hair care practices that I understood when I was little. It was such a severe issue that when I went to horse riding camp in Maryland with my friend and her very waspy family, I was sent with the explicit directions not to wash my hair. It was like, leave it in the braid, do not attempt to deal with it. And my friend's grandmother, she took care of horses and she figured she could handle this. And it was a bad idea and it took, 3 hours of her life. And, I'm different than horses because I can, use words like, and, and don't really appreciate just having some metal run through my hair. So hair has been a really big part of my whole life in a lot of ways. And, hair it's seasonal. I don't know if you guys know this, but, if you're lucky enough to use the same hair care products all year long, like, you are blessed, because that is not the case for me. This is kind of what my hair does on its own, and I have to admit it's actually pretty tame right now because the weather has cooled off. But on its own, it grows in the summertime. I refer to it as an animal living on my head. So we've had some adventures together. And this is the story of one adventure that I hope you can all kind of take a lesson away from. So when I was 17, it was 1999, and I was a punk rocker, and I was like, it was awesome because nobody cared what my hair looked like. And I didn't have to worry about any of the style that I had because punk rockers just wear black clothes and they're dirty. And that worked for me, that was great. I just would put on whatever clothes I had thrown on the floor the night before in my combat boots and just kind of trudge into school and just not really care. And the really cool punk rockers at that point were really didn't care. And so they were putting dreadlocks in their hair, right? So they were just taking it and just letting it just turn into a huge knot. And for some reason, I thought this was an excellent idea. Even though my mother had fought those same knots over and over my entire childhood. So I took my hair and I started twisting it because that seemed to make sense. That was the right shape. But then I would wash it and the twists would come out. So the first clue was white people don't wash their hair when they put dreadlocks in them. The story goes downhill from there. So twisting it didn't work, so I had to tease it. So I would twist it, and then I would tease it up into a big, nasty knot, and then I would kind of mix something into it to try to make it really hold, really anything. So wax, glue. I would wrap it in wires. I really didn't succeed that much because as the story started, I didn't really know how to handle hair that much when I was growing up. So I had managed to kind of put in a measly kind of 8 weird collections of things. And so I was really, I was going for it. And then I was in Philly, actually, for a protest, and there was this guy. And he had dreadlocks. He was also a white guy with dreadlocks. He was really cute, I thought. So, so his dreads were in better, filthier conditions. And so we made out, and I was like, ah, he likes me. That's awesome. Then I went home. And after like 3 weeks of not washing my hair at that point, things got like really itchy. And I was just kind of concerned at that point. And so I started doing some investigating. And 2 white people with dreads equals lice. You might not have known that. And I was too embarrassed for many, many, many reasons. So I just chopped all my hair off. I never went to a hairdresser. It was just a cacophony of weird chopped off hair. And so I just want you to know, the light's shining. I want all of you to understand that if you see a white person with dreadlocks, if you know a white person with dreadlocks, if you see them on Instagram or Facebook, I just want you to understand it's disgusting. Thank you.